King Island, rock of the sea, standing strong and proud, wild and free. From the bee farms to the roaring tide, feel the heartbeat of the island, let it be your guide.
Good afternoon everyone, and thank you very much Deputy Mayor Vernon Philby and Jess Boys, Deputy General Manager, for hosting us today on our official visit to your municipality. And thank you everyone for joining us here at the King Island Hub. May I begin by acknowledging the traditional and original owners of Lutruwita, Tasmania, the Palawa people. I acknowledge today's Tasmanian Aboriginal community as ongoing custodians of country and their deep connection to land, sea, sky and waters. I'm delighted to be here on King Island, and this is my 28th municipal visit as Governor of Tasmania, and as you know there are 29 municipalities, so during the 5-year term we've managed, well it's not quite 5 years but it will be next year, so this is the 28th visit, so they've all been fabulous visits. And I must say it's one of my favourite parts of my role, moving around the state and meeting our local communities. And we've been to Flinders Island and last year, so we're very lucky to be here on King Island now. We actually arrived here yesterday and thoroughly enjoyed our time on your beautiful island. We experienced wild winds and torrential rain yesterday, but today lovely sunshine, as you can see. Yesterday we climbed the historic Wickham Lighthouse and marvelled at the magnificent and rugged coastline. It's not hard to appreciate how difficult it must have been for ships to navigate safely the rocks. We climbed, we think we counted 200 steps, tell me if that's not right, but I have to confess that I was not brave enough to move outside at the top to face the strong winds, although my aide and the driver did so. So I certainly didn't want to go out there. During our visit we've learnt about your local history and industry, visited educational institutions and community organisations and learned more about life on King Island. May I share with you some highlights about today's official visit program. Throughout the day we met many people, too many to name individually, but please accept our warmest thanks for your gracious hosting. Today we were pleased to gain an insight into two important industries on King Island. Our first stop of the day was the renowned King Island Dairy, which has helped this island become known across Australia for producing outstanding cheese and dairy products. Earlier this year the dairy returned to Australian family ownership, and I'm glad to hear that the new owners come here regularly onto the factory floor, which helps the morale of employees. Later today we visited the Dolphin Tungsten mine operated by G6 Metals at Grassy, or near Grassy. We learnt that this mine hosts the highest grade tungsten deposit of significant size in the world. And we had an informative tour of the plant and heard about the company's operations. I must confess I was again somewhat nervous about heights and declined to go to the top of the plant. The mine and...
I did.
Yeah, they did. The mine and King Island Dairy are significant for employment on this island, as you know. As patron of both the Country Women's Association in Tasmania and the RSL Tasmania, I was delighted to enjoy meeting RSL and CWA representatives at the RSL club rooms. And thank you to the CWA volunteers for preparing such a lovely morning tea for us. The scones were superb, according to my aide. I also added to my collection of photos of him eating across Tasmania, especially scones. I just wondering if you could find doctors when they come in with dental.
I think they were impressed with the RSL. Obviously it was just a bit of a morning tea break for them as well, but I think they were impressed with what the community is doing and how we remember our current serving and former serving and those who've fallen. We just discussed our membership and how we've managed to grow it, and we do have this community support.
We're very thrilled to finally see Her Excellency popping in and seeing us. She is our patron of the CWA ladies throughout Tasmania, and I'm just hoping that she comes back very soon. So we'll be able to spend a bit more time with Her Excellency, so let's hope she enjoys the rest of her travel here with us today.
As Governor, one of my areas of focus is education and youth engagement, so I was pleased to meet several young residents of King Island today. Firstly, we visited your impressive childcare and early learning centre, where we toured the facilities, which are spacious, light-filled and well designed for children. We then headed next door to King Island District High School. We met the principal, Matthew Conn, and student leaders Emily and Chelsea, whom I'd met earlier this year in Hobart at the Fearless Festival, and they gave us a tour of the school, and we enjoyed a delicious lunch catered by the school's cafe students and ate with other student leaders and teachers.
Lucy,
Ciara, London, Savannah, and there's Summer, Jenna, Stella, Tyler, Maddie.
So first we have a roast pumpkin and feta quiche, a spinach and ricotta quiche, and a curried vegetable quiche.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being upstanding for the arrival of Her Excellency, the Governor of Tasmania, Barbara Baker, and Emeritus Professor Don Chalmers. Welcome to our lunch, and please come and have a seat here at the table.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Thank you for having me.
It's up to you. So
Where would you like us to go?
Your Excellency, your position's here.
Thank you very much.
So,
I was also very pleased to present a 40-year certificate to Julie Sharman and to congratulate her on her commitment to the school. This afternoon we also had a tour of the King Island Study Hub next door, which can provide students with access to higher education without needing to leave the community here on the island. In my role, I'm also keen to support the arts and culture in Tasmania and on King Island. So this morning we visited your King Island Gallery, where we met with Taylor, who showed us the gallery, and we were also pleased to learn about the King Island Artist Residency Program, which is helping to promote the arts here.
Welcome, welcome everyone.
This is Taylor Stevens. She's our Community Development Manager at Council, and she looks after the gallery.
So you're Alan's friend?
Yes, that's right.
He said to say hello to you.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I said I'm sure we'll run into you.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sure you know each other. And
Yeah.
Oh, it's lovely to meet you.
Oh,
Thanks
nice
for
to meet you.
remembering.
Yeah.
Oh, it was wonderful to meet the governor. She was a lovely person, and she really took the time to look at the work here and appreciate the art. And she particularly enjoyed the shibori by our former artist in residence, Nicole Vovoden Cash. Just thought the intricacy of it was really amazing, but it was great to show her around and tell her more about the arts and cultural space on the island. And I hope to see him again sometime, see her again and her husband.
Later we headed to the King Island Museum and met Luke and Ruth, who are ensuring your island's rich history is preserved. We saw some interesting pieces in the museum's terrific collection and learned about the many shipwrecks and their stories.
So they could just go and take out the file and listen.
I'm pretty proud of the...
And because the water was moving,
I'm pretty proud of their collection.
Yes.
Oh, she was very impressed with the museum building itself. I think she was very happy to see some really the lighthouses we have on the island, particularly Cape Wickham, which I believe she went over there yesterday. Taking her through the museum, she was pretty impressed with the exhibits we have, particularly in the Katariki itself. She enjoyed learning a bit more about the island's history and how much we have in our collection, particularly in the library.
It is clear that King Island is a close-knit community where people care for each other, and so I was pleased to witness this throughout the day. This morning we visited the Phoenix House complex, home to the Phoenix Community House, King Island Community Garden and King Island Men's Shed. So we met a couple of the men in the shed, and we certainly enjoyed meeting with staff and volunteers and hearing all about the different programs and services they offer.
Go on the road at night. It's like driving through the ocean.
Yeah, especially there was none harm during our trip to the to town.
That was good.
No, it was lovely that Her Excellency came up and visited us. She's got a tight schedule and she gave us half an hour. It probably wasn't long enough. I told her she could take a rest in the garden, but yeah, she was being prompted to move on. So we took her through the complex and showed her, as you can see in front of us here, we're now getting ready for the Christmas party, which is next week, and we do up about 100 goodie bags for the kids of the community. We told her how we were hosting the bone bus and hopefully the mammogram bus in March. We told her about all the activities that we actually put on in our facility, and then we took her through to the men's shed, and then we took her down to the community garden.
Later we saw the upgraded facilities at the Curry Recreation Ground, including the recently renovated multi-sport courts, of which Jess is very proud, and congratulations to King Island Council for revitalising this facility for your community to enjoy. For our final stop, we toured the King Island Hospital, visited the Oka Health Centre and toured the Netherby home and met with the 14 lovely residents and had numerous photos. And I was pleased to meet with the staff and find out about the care available. Today, as we visited your institutions and sites, we met so many people of all ages and a cross-section of your community. For all my conversations, community and connection have been popular and consistent themes. We discovered that many residents have come for a short visit to the island but have ended up as long-term residents after falling in love with the island. It is an enchanting place and dramatic in its sea scenery and green pastures. It is a safe place to live from what we've heard and a paradise for children. You're fortunate to have excellent childcare, school and sporting facilities. So thank you very much for having us, and I conclude by thanking you for showing us some of your unique King Island community, and thank you Jess and my aide Tom for preparing such an interesting program for us, and thank you once again for everyone's generous hospitality and for hosting us on this official visit. Thank you very much.